Now this question is on electrical wiring, and this power supply that is given is 240 volts. So we are supposed to explain what is meant by live. The word live actually means that the live wire carries a high potential. The question in the question is 240 volts. In the Singapore context, it's 230 volts. In the US context, it's 110 volts. Now, what is meant by neutral? The neutral wire means that the potential of the wire is at 0 volts. In this part, you are to determine the current in the cable and show that it's 10.4 amperes when the catheter is in use. Now, the catheter has a power rating of 2,500 watts when 240 volts is applied. So we can make use of this power rating to determine the current. So P equals IV, with P being the power, the voltage being 240 volts, you get the current to be 10.4 amperes as shown. In D part 1, from the table just now in the previous part, you will realize that you can choose the maximum current to be 13 amperes. So the 1.25 mm wire will be suitable to be used as a fuse, as a wire for this catheter. Now in part 2, why is it dangerous to use a thinner wire than our calculated value? Because a thinner wire will burn more easily, so it might not be able to withstand the current. The higher the current, the higher the heating effect, and if the wire can't withstand it, it will burn, causing a fire. In part E, what is one fault that will make the fuse in the plug melt? Fuse will melt when the current is very high. So what is one way to have the current become abnormally high? Short circuit would be the answer. So short circuit will happen if by accident the live wire and the neutral wire touches each other. This will cause the current flow to be very high, and therefore the fuse will melt. In part 2, what is one advantage of using a circuit breaker rather than a fuse? Because a circuit breaker can be reset by pushing a button, whereas a fuse is every time it burns, we must throw it away and then replace it with another fuse. In part F, what are the mistakes of this wiring? Now the first mistake is very obvious. You can see that the live wire over here is exposed, right? And this is dangerous, because if the live wire accidentally touches the other terminals, then it might result in a short circuit. Now the second mistake is not so obvious. It's actually about this cable grip. The cable grip is not gripping the cable. So the cable, by cable I meant this white color outer insulation. When we use the cable grip, this white color outer insulation should be pressed upon by the cable grip. So we should have pushed in this cable more inwards, so that the cable grip secures the outer insulated wire, the whole wire by itself. This is the mistake. If we connect the cable grip like this, what happens is when you unplug, plug in, unplug, plug in, chances are this outer insulation will be pulled out, and therefore the 3 wires will be exposed. It defeats the purpose of double insulation.